just as fake news spread like wildfire, bad fitness advice ain't no different. Bodybuilding and fitness have changed exponentially across the span of decades.
Terrible, terrible. Don't say to him that I told him. It's not good for health.
One of these men goes home with a second place $50,000 check. The other man goes home with the 10th Mr. Olympia contest title and a $110,000 check. In second place.
You know, it's the first talking about it on your show, but I gotta be honest, we knew what was gonna happen. I mean...
Flex Wheeler.
Come on, he's the king. Ronnie will always be the king.
Bodybuilding rise to fame came from the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold would have been by far the best bodybuilder ever. Huh? Nobody even touching.
You're not even holding back saying that.
No. Look at that shape.
My God.
Look at that chest. Nobody got that, even in the day. He got the biggest chest ever. And if he'd have had our stuff, oh, I look like a little boy standing next to him. He'd have been by far the best thing ever put out on stage.
No one close to.
No one close.
Dorian Yates, the man who changed the game.
Dorian, I really enjoyed competing with him. It was a great experience. He was a great champion. You know, I liked Dorian. He was a very cool guy. He had great genetic potential also. You know, you see his picture when he was a teenager. It reminds me of me when I was a teenager. Mr. Olympians are born. You have to have the right genetic blueprint. Then you have to have the heart.
Drive it up! This guy's Keith! Drive again!
You know, Dorian didn't come from the life of twiddly-dee, twiddly-dum. He had to be successful. He didn't have a lot of choices. So he had to really sink his teeth into bodybuilding, as I had to sink my teeth into bodybuilding.
Everybody want to have that nice deep taper, that nice small waist, or the appearance of having a nice small waist. And in order to get that appearance, you have to widen the lats, or more or less have that cobra look. Now you ladies, of course, you don't want to have lats like Lee Haney, but you know, the taper does look good, and you do want to bring the lats out to a certain extent to make a more balanced and pleasant looking physique.
It's either do or die.
In this modern era, everybody seems to be obsessed about how they look. So what do? They go under the knives to enhance their looks.
How many implants do you have total?
I think I have 25 implants now.
You know, when I was younger, I always had a lot of anxiety surrounding my nose. I thought that it was large, and by the age of 14, I knew that it was something I wanted to fix.
It's the kind of body that people would want to show off at the gym if it were made of real muscle. Do you go to the gym just so you can walk around and, like, work out?
No.
You still no gym?
I haven't been in the gym in like 12 years. I've been the first person in the world to undergo 3-piece shoulder implants, to undergo 4-piece back implants, and now to undergo 8-piece leg implants.
When you search for the perfect male physique, this is what you'll see. Huge arms, chiseled abs, striations all over the thighs, and the back of 100% pure muscle. While this physique are unrealistically achievable without putting the body through severe danger, which could lead to serious health issues sooner rather than later. Yet, Hollywood body transformation makes us think it's safe, realistic, and easily attainable.
It was a pretty intense process. A lot of training. Believe it or not, the hardest part was physically eating that amount of food. I had to put on about 17 pounds.
6 eggs, and then, you know, you work out, and then you have a shake, and then it was 2 lunches. Each lunch would be like...
You would just have to eat a ton of calories. And it was all hard calories. It was a lot of chicken breast. I was eating so much chicken breast that the hardest part about it was actually chewing it all. So I would just put it into a blender, blend it all up, and just drink chicken. Isn't that gross?
The actors, oh, I would not do that. I would never resort to that. Why wouldn't they? They're making millions of dollars. And so what do they say? Well, of course they're gonna say, oh, I ate this way and I trained this way, and this is what happened.
Today we are going to eat like Hercules. What is this gonna consist of, sir?
It's gonna consist of 7 whole meals, I think 2 steak meals, there's going to be 2 fish meals, 2 chicken meals. There's also going to be a protein drink, and here's the key, lion blood.
In 2012, an Egyptian bodybuilder, Ismail Mustafa, broke the Guinness World Record for the largest biceps at 31 inches at just the age of 24, a record which still stands till this very day.
Becoming referred to as the human Popeye, Mustafa Ismail from Egypt has just been awarded the Guinness World Record for the largest biceps, measuring in with a circumference of 25.5 inches, although they're now even bigger than that.
When asked about his secret for getting these large biceps at such a young age, here's what he had to say.
I eat a lot of protein and this is my nutrition based on a lot of protein and carbohydrates. If you can just try 3,000 gram protein a day, if you can take this, your stomach can take it, and you can take a lot of 6 meals a day, if you have time for that, or if anyone have it, I'm more than happy to tell anyone anything, all ready.
For comparison, his biceps are way bigger than 8 times Mr. Olympia title winner Ronnie Coleman at his prime. With his arms bulging out like that without flexing, this can only be achieved by injecting unregulated oils into both arms, and clearly, a lot of people observe same thing. That's 0% muscle. Imagine bodybuilders working hard for years to grow his muscles, and then this Centaur man takes Guinness World Record. It's so obvious that he's on Centaur. What do these people think we are? How did nobody in the crowd not think, yep, that's definitely not muscle? I just do it to look better, to be in the best shape. Are you kidding me? If those arms were natural, then his forearms would be a lot bigger. Do they really think the audience are that easily deceptive? And if I've gotten to this point, it's all because of one substance.
Steroids.
Anabolic steroids.
Getting it all together and everything, it's a bit like, oh, should you be doing this, should you not? Not you get a thrill or anything, but it's the norm for me now, but I can't say I enjoy it. There's nothing to enjoy about it. It's just sticking a needle in your ass. It's going to hurt.
And so I remember the very first time that I had the injection, and I asked my friend to do it for me.
It can increase your muscle mass and how fast you grow muscle, while improving your physical performance.
He's been training for 3 years. He goes on a modest cycle of anabolic steroids. How much muscle will they gain? What do you think?
So the needle exchanges now, the chemists have cottoned on to what people are doing, so at least they're being sort of wary with it and giving you clean, sterile needles in packs.
In a year, I put on approximately 48 pounds of muscle.
But for me, steroids did a lot, but nothing crazy. I didn't gain 70 pounds of muscle, but I gained, 30-ish, something like that, for 13 years.
I was more worried about the pain of the needle than actually the course itself, which is ridiculous when I think back.
So where'd you get this from?
Just a local chemist. They've got the clipboard there with how many people and what they're picking up, and it's just sheets and sheets and sheets of initials with these called the green packs because they're basically steroid use.
But when the addiction kicks in and the dosage becomes excessive, problems are bound to happen.
We've been here for about 25-30 minutes, and in that time they have made 500 millilitres of testosterone propionate. It's worth about £700.
Every time someone who's known to use steroids dies, if I was still 450 pounds, whether I was using steroids or not, I'd have all sorts of health implications.
Sure.
It is difficult to say steroids cause that death, but I think it's sensible to say there's a role in there somewhere.
There is some slight risk of pain, slight risk of bleeding, slight risk of infection, and there could be some risk of injury to the nerve root based on the needle itself touching the nerve.
The scariest part of it all is young men using these substances purely just for aesthetics.
I've just started doing steroids and I want to almost share my story, really.
I take steroids because I want to look the best. I don't ever want to feel like I'm second best. I want to look the best.
It would be that you can do all these things naturally. It just takes longer, and it's hard work. Eating right.
But very rarely talked about are women on steroids.
What I'm currently taking is for strength. Like I said, I'm 6 weeks out from a meet. So right now I'm on 10 milligrams of Anavar. I'm taking 10 milligrams of Winstrol, and I just started Mastron, and I'm running about 100 milligrams a week. I will up those as it gets closer, and I'm even going to add in some halo. So halo testing is super strong. Women should not take it, but in the powerlifting world, it's used for strength.
1, you'll gain muscle. 2, you might lose fat. 3, you'll get stronger. Oh, this is great. Where did I sign up? You also need to understand that there are androgenic effects, and the androgenic effects are oftentimes aren't reversible.
But those drugs will make your voice change.
Even at small doses, you can change your voice. Your voice might get a little deeper, and you may not be able to change that.
I noticed that when I was on for a little too long, or I was getting that red line, my voice would become hoarse, and I would have a harder time with endurance of talking. I still do, unfortunately.
You may sprout some hairs, on the beard area.
I am one of those people that I can handle a lot of gear and still maintain my femininity and the structure of my face. My voice isn't too deep. So I've been able to dabble in just about every single thing that's out there. And that's why I'm so open about talking about it, because I want to be able to share my experience. And if that helps anyone else in their journey, then I'm all for it.
If you don't compete, you should not be on PEDs.
The obsession of physical excellence have led so many to their early grave.
His name was Valdir Segato, and he certainly took things too far, as his muscles look more like big airbags, and unfortunately he recently passed away after years of synthol abuse.
Been doing steroids for, I want to say, like 28 years.
Rich was well aware you could die from this, and tragically, he did.
Check the carbs real quick, out of fucking curiosity. Total carb, holy shit, 41 carbs is what, 123 carbs? Okay, a little over the carb limit.
It has also led to the use of so many controversial substances, giving bodybuilding and fitness a bad name.
You and Kelly have been very out front about like Ozempic, using Ozempic, right?
I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs. At the same time, I was going through knee surgery, and I felt I've got to do this on my own, because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out.
It's not a sin to use Ozempic if you have a weight problem, so why not talk about it?
I've injected about 4 or 5 of my friends with Ozempic.
Has it been a positive experience for you?
Yes and no.
What's the no?
I can't put on weight now.
Can you believe the amount of people in LA that are using everyone's on Ozempic? Oh, my doctor, my anti-aging doctor, just hands it out to anybody.
Imagine celebrities and influencers using a drug to cut down weight instead of a healthy fitness lifestyle. Are their followers not bound to imitate them? Before fitness equipment were made to target a specific muscle group, the only way to get a good physique was doing jobs that require heavy lifting, and it was normal to do these heavy jobs for survival. When technology was on the rise, physical strength on humans were reduced, so in order to be physically active, the gyms were built. The gym used to be a place of meditation, to clear our heads from negative thoughts, boost confidence, and at the same time, achieve a good physique.
Every single one of you has 168 hours in a week, and I'm only asking for 2.5 hours out of your week. And for what? To live a better life, a healthier life, or even a longer life.
Everyone needs to lift some damn weight, because it'll change your life.
It's my meditation, my peace time, I listen to podcasts, I listen to music, and I just embrace the immense good fortune.
But now the gym culture is quite the opposite. I don't know how dude sees it, but there is nothing funny spraying water on someone who is only trying to work out in peace. The gym is now a place where pranks are being done, while some are humorous to make the gym lively.
I will be very fast, guys. Oi, what is this? Oh, that's what I'm talking like. I will do just warm up and that's it. That's what I'm talking about, like.
Others are just unnecessary.
Go closer.
Not in my thing. I work in the
industry enough to know. I work in the entertainment field.
He's saying you need to leave. He's not.
No,
Bodybuilding was meant to be fun, bring unity amongst each other, mingle with like minds and build strong connections, but sadly, it's not the same anymore.
Well, basically last year I was still recuperating from injuries from the previous year.
Come on, this is what we want! Join it in! Show them, man, show them! Join it! Again! Come on! Join in! Again! Come on, say you'll touch here! Let's do one more! One more! And join